Hello learner. In this video, we will learn about managing fear. We have been talking about the importance of managing emotions. In this video, we'll see how we can apply the principles of emotional intelligence to another very important emotion, which is fear. Let us start by understanding the emotions. In an earlier video, I had explained this diagram which says the emotions could be thought of on two dimensions: pleasantness, unpleasantness, activation and deactivation. Fear is an emotion which is unpleasant and it can make us do things. So it's high on activation. Now, in order to understand how do we manage fear, let us start by doing a small reflection. Let us look at fear, and I would want you to pick up your notebooks and think about the last episode of fear, something that makes you fearful. What was the event? What were the thoughts you had? How you think about it? And what is the action that you do? Once we spend some time reflecting about fear, we should understand that the tendency within us, the ego self, the self which is driven by the need for survival, drives this sense of fear, and fear is essentially driven by this ability or this tendency within us to perceive threats and to think about our survivals. We constantly think about things that can harm us, that can impact how we live, and we expect things can go wrong because I want to be secure, I want to be safe. I am constantly driven by this sense that something could go wrong. But I would like to tell you today that fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. Fear is nothing but a lot of times there could be false data, false information, false evidence which we think is the right thing, and then we act according to it. Next time you experience fear, remind yourself of the principles of mindfulness that we have discussed in an earlier video. What is mindfulness? It tells us that the only thing that we control in our lives is our present, the moment that we have in front of us, the moment that we can truly live with full attention. Past is history, we cannot change it. Future is mystery. I would like to remind you that future is nothing but pure imagination. Next time you worry about what is going to happen in the future, things could go wrong, take a pause and remind yourself, add some thinking, rethink about the situation and tell yourself that it is my plain imagination. If I am imagining bad things, it's just my imagination. Yes, things could go wrong, but things could also go right. So if I get too worked up, I may even miss out on the present moment that I have to live with attention and careful focus. The second thing, when we think that things could go wrong and things could be detrimental to our survival, I may not be able to uh, do things. Remind yourself of gratitude. Remind yourself of the qualities that we have been blessed with. Remind yourself of the natural self within us, which has the potential to perform, learn, love, and grow. It is, we have lived so far in our lives, we have reached the places we have reached. It is because we all have been blessed with potential. There have been powers that have blessed us with this capability to do well and perform well. The kingdom, the powers that are there are within us, and it is within each one of us. We've got to just remind ourselves of this. Fear. Next time when you experience fear, take a pause and note down the automatic thoughts that accompany fear. It is about fortune telling, thinking about what go wrong in the future. You think about the future and we catastrophize. We think things could go wrong, things will not be right, things will be detrimental for our survival. Stop there. Add some thinking to your emotion. Rethink Think about those alternate thoughts. Remind yourself of positive questions, appreciative inquiry. What could be positive? What could go right? Remind yourself of the powers that we have been blessed with, the positives. The self that we have, the natural self, has those powers. If you can take a pause and reflect on these thoughts, you give yourself a better chance to act and overcome fear. Thank you.